Yo, this is your boy Malik. Soaring stands as the brand, man. Let's get into this video. I don't want to waste y'all time, man. Let's get into it, man. Don't get caught up in worldly shenanigans, man. Don't get caught up in it, man. A lot of nowadays, you got a lot of followers of God, man, who get caught up in worldly shenanigans, man. They might get caught up, and it's a waste of time, man. It's a waste of time. It hurts your growth with God. It hurts everything you're trying to build because you're getting caught up in something that is a complete waste of time, man. You know, you got people who go to work every single day, man, and they get caught up in what the boss got going on, or they get caught up in what the co-workers got going on, man. They might get caught up in what someone outside their job got going on, or inside their job, or niggas might be fighting in the job, and you get caught up in that shenanigan, man. Dead all that, man. Dead it, man. Dead it, man. Because when you don't get caught up in worldly shenanigans, you're able to focus on your walk with God. You're able to grow. You're able to elevate. You're able to do all these great things in God. But when you get caught up in these worldly shenanigans, it really hurts your growth, man. Because that's all you're thinking about, man. You know, you got some people who will go to bed, right, thinking about what the person did at their job. Like, bro, you're not supposed to come home thinking about what the coworker did at the job. Nah, bro, that's worldly shenanigans, man. Don't get caught up in it, man. Go to sleep in the peace of God, man. For real. Rest in the Lord, you feel me? But you got some people who go to work and get caught up in the worldly shenanigans of the job. And then you got people who get caught up in the worldly shenanigans of YouTube. Don't get caught up in that stuff, man. Don't get caught up in people going back and forth, people beefing with each other, people arguing with each other, people backbiting each other, betraying each other. The comments all filled with haters, man. Like, man, remove yourself from that, man. Remove it. Because all you're doing is hurting your growth, man. When you entertain these devils, bro, they just gonna become stronger and stronger and stronger, bro. They just gonna hurt your growth and relationship with God if you got one. You feel me? But don't get caught up in that stuff, man. Don't, man. It's just another way for the devil to get you, man. Spiritually, in a way that you can't focus. Like I said in the beginning, you can't focus or do any of that, man. Don't get caught up in the shenanigans of YouTube, bro. Everything going on. You got people on YouTube. I remember I was seeing people, like, there was this person on YouTube that was scamming, and people was just going back and forth. Like, bro, don't get caught up in that stuff. Go focus on building a relationship with the real God, man. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. Don't get caught up in that shenanigans, man. Don't, man. It's just bad, man. It's just bad, man. And then you got people who get caught up in the shenanigans of school, man. Like the school fights and the school this and the school that for the teens and stuff, man. For the teens, don't get caught up in that. Don't get caught up in that ish, man. Don't, man. All you're doing is hurting your relationship with God if you're trying to build on. Because I know there's a lot of teens who are secretly following God against the orders of their parents. You feel me? Shout out to you, man. There's a lot of people out there. It might not be talked about, but it's real, you know. But y'all, man, teens, don't get caught up in the shenanigans of the school fights of all a lot of stuff that's just there to set your focus back or distract you, man. Don't get caught up in the shenanigans of school fights and the school, man. You got school girlfriends, man. They just there for a season, meaning they just there for a pleasurable time, man. And once you leave school, man, they not there. Some of them are, but some of them not. Majority of the time, some of them, when you leave school, they still be there. But half of the time, you really think I think about the people from my past from school, man? Nah, man. Of course, I still talk to one of them, but man, I don't get caught up in that old school friends, man. I leave them in the past, man. Like, I leave them in the past, and I keep pushing forward, man. I don't get caught up in school shenanigans. When I was in school, I'm 28 now, so that was like almost a whole decade. but but like, yeah, don't get caught up in that stuff, man. Don't get caught up in that stuff, man. for the teens, don't get caught up in the shenanigans of school fights and all that shenanigans, man. For the grown adults, man, don't get caught up in the shenanigans of just, you got people, adults parlaying, man. There's nothing wrong with that, but when that's all your focus, you can't. For the grown adults, man, they get caught up in the shenanigans of the world, man. Like, you got people watching sports, you got people watching this, watching that, watching this. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that, because us humans, we need entertainment. We need something to entertain us. Because even I get like, oh, I need something to entertain me. You feel me? But like, that's human traits. You feel me? But a lot of grown adults get caught up in the shenanigans of sports, shenanigans of going to bars, and then there's bar fights, man. Getting caught in the shenanigans of going back and forth, getting caught in the shenanigans of road rage. Like, bro, don't get caught up in these shenanigans, bro. It's just there to distract you from what's really important, and people forget about that. They forget about the stuff that's really important in front of their face. They forget about it, man. And hey, man, I might be one of the people that you hear today, and you take this serious, man, because don't if you're a grown adult like me, don't get caught up in the shenanigans of road rage, sports, uh, Bad Girls Club, all these shows and sport. Man, don't get caught up in it, man. Man, take it from me, man. I was never into sports. I was never into all of that, and that helped me to build my relationship with God and go higher. And I'm glad I wasn't into sports and none of that, man, because it catapulted me far ahead a lot of people that are is my age now. It catapulted me ahead, meaning I'm ahead of a lot of these people, man, because when I was young, I didn't let none of these shenanigans stop me from growing. When I like, I wasn't really into none of this stuff. The only stuff I was into growing up was paranormal stuff and YouTube and playing video games, but I wasn't really caught up in sports and all of these shenanigans, man. Of course, video games is shenanigans too, but there's a certain limit, man. When it becomes your only focus, it's a shenanigan, man. It's a shenanigan to stop you from going higher, man. It's pretty simple, man. But like, you feel me? Like, yeah, a lot of adults, man, like, they get caught up in these shenanigans and wonder why they can't get a relationship with God. Wonder why they can't go higher. Wonder why they can't do this, do that, do this. Look what you got in front of you, man. You got sports TV, you got the NFL, you got tennis, you got basketball, you got the NBA, man. Talking about LeBron James and some other nigga all day, Carmelo Anthony all day, man. What about you going into your room or going into your prayer closet and really seeking God for not just a day or a month, for years, bro, for years, and really trying to get to know Him, man. Like, what happened to that, man? People get caught up in the shenanigans of their own lives, man, and wonder why they can't elevate, man, and wonder why people that are far ahead of them in life and in they walk with God is so far, because them people didn't have shenanigans in front of them. A lot of people just went in their room, read the Bible, seek the real relationship with God, worked and worked their butt off for years, man, for years. And look at what they got now. They blessed, their favorite, because it's the groundwork they put in. They got their feet dirty. They got their hands dirty. They put their feet in the mud. You feel me? But that's what I did when I was coming up. 11 years, man. I went into the room and I was seeking God for years. Now, I didn't stay in the room for years, but I kept on seeking God every day, man. This is the only thing I wanted, man. I really wanted to get closer to God and have my own relationship with God and have my own creativity in God and have my own thing for God, man. I read the Bible, even though I didn't understand what I was reading at that time. I read it, bro. I'm like, bro, I really want this, man. I used to cry for this stuff. You gotta be hungry, man, when it comes to this walk with God stuff and really walking with God, not walking in religion, but really walking with God. And that's where people forget, man. It's like they get caught up in these worldly shenanigans, bro. And these shenanigans are stopping you and stopping her and stopping him from going higher, man. And you wondering why. And you just thinking, man, like, bro, I'm, you got people in the world, right? They be like, oh, bro, I'm like 30 something years old and I still don't got my ish together. That's because you let the worldly shenanigans cloud you for many years. Now you finally see him what the world really about. Now it's like, damn, I wasted, you know, I wasted years on this worldly shenanigans, man, and that's what stopped you, man. That's why I say, man, focus on God, man, because the worldly shenanigans gonna stop you each and every single day, man. Like, you know, grown adults, man, worried about who's playing in the sports next weekend, or who's playing in the Super Bowl next year, or who's playing in the NFL next season. Like, bro, it's all worldly shenanigans. Of course, it's entertainment for some people and it makes some people happy, but it's a worldly entertainment. It's it's worldly shenanigans, man. That's what it is, man. It's there to shield you from really seeing what you really gotta do. But this is your boy Malik. Soaring Sands is the brand. I try to speak louder because I'm trying to speak from the chest, man. Because the reason why I be speaking low is like I really don't speak as much, so I need to work on that. I need to work on the voice, but I'm still kind of fairly new to speaking in like YouTube videos. But this is your boy Malik Soaring Sands with the brand, man. Peace.